There's a monarch butterfly. So maybe there will be monarch caterpillars later. Finally. I sure hope so. It kind of feels like there might be another storm rolling in, but it's really bright and sunny and warm right now. I hope the wind isn't too hard. We'll find out. You can see how much it rained yesterday. It overflowed the water catchment on these. I should probably pour them off somewhere else, but the water did drain away. As you can see, it fills up the troughs, but then, you know, less than 12 hours later, it's fully drained away. This is, right here is where I want to make it really a deeper catch basin. I need to get my post hole digger and get on after that. But yeah, you saw this yesterday. It was like 3 inches deep or something in here. And yeah, I would love for it to catch even more water in there, but I think it did a really good job. And then let's go look in the back and see the final decision on how I handled the sump pump outlet adjustments. I'm gonna have to weed a bit more back there. Something else I'm pondering is whether, instead of uphill and having to have it really deep, maybe a pond would be better put. I'm not a huge fan of this anyway. I've been wanting to give away this rhubarb because it just doesn't stay. It gets tart way too quick. It's way too much of a wild type of rhubarb. And all it puts up is, really the only edible parts that you get are the flowers. So maybe digging out that and putting a pond here. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for the ramps that I have in here though, because this area does have ramps in it. And then that would also really add a lot of water to the situation with the I'll have to look and see how asparagus is expected to cope with that, because if not, then maybe down here would be a better solution for that. But yeah, pulling up this section and digging deeper to get the water further down here is on the list of things. So let's do the original plan of going over and looking at the sump pump outlet. Ugh, I'm under attack. Oh, that sun's intense. That sun is really intense. It's so pretty. Most of them got eaten by the groundhog. I gotta set the groundhog trap again. So, yeah, here's what I ended up doing. This is the secondary major emergency runoff, but then I troughed this out. Oh, look, we got a crazy bug. Crazy bug likes the damp. Are you a mud wasp or something? You're a crazy bug. And a spider there. Oh, hi. Hi, friend. Yeah, so this is brought down to the previous drainage level just with some rocks that the rocks were in there, and I just moved them a bit. I also turned around. This was faced that way, and so now it juts in instead of out. And I would like to take the post hole digger and get this in here where the where these are much deeper too. That would be good. The original rhizomes of the cattails in here are dug out from a city street in a pretty nasty zone of the city, so I don't think I'd want to eat them within the next 3 years of the originals. So I do want to try and keep track of which ones those are. But that's part of why they're not immediately planted into the ground. But I do need to be able to get the silt out of there and relocated, and because I know I got down to like clay level earlier. Yeah, we'll see how I do. We'll see. It would be nice to have this as steps too, so it would be still easier, even easier access than it even has been. So yeah, this is how I did it. We'll do just kind of like a profile. If I had this mulching project to do over again, I would make sure that the overlap, instead of downhill being overlapped over top the uphill cardboard on the bottom, I would do it the other way around, where the uphill cardboard is overlapped on top so that it can cascade down. I had a lot of trouble with the next layer down, like lifting up and catching the water and putting it underneath, which I allowed to start to happen right here. I figure it'll probably decay in time and then it'll get easier. But I am really going to have to weed this area here. But from there, it seems to be catching and doing okay. It's still just basically a big wood chip sponge. And I really only had about 2 big handfuls of wood chips get away from me down here. There's a little bit across the street. It's not bad. So I do still plan to bring this farther down, because as you can see, they're still not looking after their stuff. They're doing better though. Doing better. But yeah, right there was definitely some poison ivy that I just was like, I'm done dealing with this. Just done. Skirret's doing good. That's not native, but it's a decent root crop. It's like a medieval carrot, basically. There are a couple of edibles that aren't native that I do allow, such as the sow thistle and purslane, which I don't have an example of handy, and the skirret I actually brought in from elsewhere. But oh, look at this wood anemone, or anemone, or however you say that. It's pretty. It's doing its like seed top thing. That's its first year, so I'm excited by that plant. And I've got a couple of peas that have actually gone to seed that I think I might just immediately replant, because that way once the weather takes these down, I'll get new ones going. But I'm amazed how well the peas have done. But yeah, there's basically just some damp areas, and the porch did dry off, but I need to have it able to drain away. This spot stayed wet, but yeah, that rain was really good, and it seems like it all has sunk into the ground, so I guess we're taking care of at this point. So I will talk to you again soon. I hope you're having a great day. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.